we give every glory and adoration, every exaltation. We come before thee this evening to present your truth to the whole world, that mankind may testify in time to come that it wasn't man that did it, that they had no strength of their own, they had no army, they had no weapons. All they had was the gospel of truth and of redemption. And behold, because their hearts and their minds were clean, because the Almighty found them unblemished, that was why they were blessed, and everything they asked for came to pass. That was why this same generation, this very Ipob shall endure, for flesh cannot be mortalized, but the truth of the Most High, who is timeless, who is ageless, shall prevail. And upon that very promise do we pray this evening, because your words are yea and amen. People wonder, how come you loved David so much? Man couldn't understand that David knew how to ask thee for anything that he wants. There was nothing that David ever asked for that you didn't give to him. That same secret is what we have. That is what we present before thee, to the hearing of the entirety of humanity this very evening, morning, noon or night, depending on where you're listening from. That we make this proclamation that your words are yea and amen, because you are God. Anything you say must come to pass. You are not man. Anytime any word that you utter, documented by the sons of men in the Torah, in the scriptures, must come to pass. Because your spirit, you are not man, you are not mortal. Every word you utter must come to pass. And on that very premise do we anchor this very agitation. Because we go back to your scriptures, to your unadulterated, untampered with scriptures. In the book of Jeremiah we pray, chapter 16, verse 14. That is our prayer this very evening from where I am. You said, for you are Lord, you are God, you are the beginning and the end. There is nothing you created which can be equated nor used as an adjective to describe thee. You are bigger than all that man can ever imagine that you are. Only you is the beginning of time itself. That is why the ancients call you the Ancient of Days, the Ancients of the Ancients, for that is who you are. The I am that I am, and these are your words because you're God. You said that a time is coming. According to the prophet Jeremiah, you said that a time is coming, and that time is now, this 2020. You said the time is coming when people will no longer swear by me as the living God who brought the house of Israel out of bondage in Egypt. These are your words because you're God. You said a time shall come when people will no longer swear that this God of Moses, that led the God of Moshe, that led the Israelites out of the bondage and suffering in Egypt. Instead, these are your words, O Heavenly Father, with every reverence, humility, and submission. You said, instead they will swear by me as the living God, because you are living, everlasting, eternal, who brought his people out of the northern lands, out of the bondage from the north, for we inhabit the south. We are from the southeast. Oh Heavenly Father, you said, no longer will we remember you as the God of miracles that brought Israelites out of Egypt. We shall know thee as the God that delivered his children from the criminals and darkness from the north. These are your words. And you were talking about Biafra. We are now going to swear by thy name and say, this God of Biafra that led his children out of the iniquitous existence which Britain fabricated for your children. And you said we are going to return from where you scattered us, from where they are killing us in Indonesia, from where they are killing us in Malaysia, from where we have been imprisoned in Brazil, from all the places we are suffering, all the places where we are being humiliated at the moment. You said, I will bring you back to your own country, to the land that I gave your ancestors, because I am God and I have spoken. And who is man to say no to the word of God? Or they can upon this we anchor all that we do. We have no strength of our own. Upon your promise that came forth from the mouth of the prophet Jeremiah 16:14, you said, I will deliver you from the bondage from the north. The world will no longer say, this God of Moshe that led the Israelites out of Egypt. They will say, the God of Biafra that delivered them from the forces of darkness from the north. You were very specific. You said from the north. And you are God, and may your name be blessed forever and ever. He said, he said, he said. Abiobi, Abiobi,
Hello, my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom and friends of Biafra. I welcome you all to this wonderful edition. Please, as I welcome you, please endeavor to welcome others. Please, as you come in, hit the like button and share the program. This is Maazị Ezumezu Nwekwensu. Eji m ukpe ekene wee bịakwute unu n'ụbọchị nke taata. Wee na-asị na ya dị ka echi na echi adịghị agwụ agwụ. Wee na-asị that obere egbu anyị egbu onwe ya n'ihi na ọchụ nwa ọkụ nwa ada nwa ọkụ ọchụ nwa ọkụ nwa ada nwa ọkụ nwa nwa ọsọ. Nọ n'ilu ka oke enwe na-ama. Ọ ya dịla anyị na-ama mbọsị nke taata. Dịla anyị na-ama echi na echi adịghị agwụ agwụ. Wee na-asị na biko na onye nke unu na-abata na-asụsa na ozu anụ and tag ya Methuselah. Although I have tagged him since yesterday, and then maybe I may put a call across to him today. Maybe it's not promised. Maybe I may put a call across him today. But today we are live on our various platforms. Ikechukwu Umaradi Ezumezu. Please, if you are watching us from there, please endeavor to hit the like button and share the program. We're also live at Ikechukwu Ezumezu. Please, if you are watching us from there, hit the like button and share the program. It's very important. And we also live at our YouTube. Our YouTube, these guys are wonderful. Please, if you have not subscribed on our YouTube, please endeavor to go and subscribe on our YouTube, Ikechukwu Ezumezu. So you will get our notification anytime we are online. It's very, very important. And as of today, we are about 295 people in YouTube. This is wonderful. Only 3 people we started. 3 people we started. But today, the evidence is clear. So I welcome my fans in YouTube. I say Mokike, Bolongozi, Nagozi Lumunu. And also my fans in Facebook and S Ando. So I'm making no person nke tata. We see uno mo ebaji makia we the men what we're going to talk today will because this case of Methuselah, this lie against me, for me, I want to neglect it. I want to forget about it, but I want to bring it out for you people, not because of me. For you people to know. For those people, they are blackmail. For those people, they told you they are this, they are that. For those people that told you guys, they take the money, they make a car. A lot of blackmail in this struggle. So I will use my own as a case study to prove to you guys. What I'm prove to you, to prove to you guys with facts and figures. So if somebody like 1,000 teeth Methuselah will descend low to blackmail me, to lie against me, how about others? How about head of finance? How about Kantakano? How about Prince Meme? So I want people to know that. But before we go to this main topic about Methuselah, but that will be our last topic, there's another important issues we need to talk about. That's very, very important we need to talk about. First, we talk about that there is, go to Prince Meme Facebook. I have told you people, you must follow Prince Meme on Facebook. All my fans, go and follow Prince Meme on Facebook. Also Kantakano. Go and follow them. There is a video Prince Meme bring up for us, for we to know, remember that interview from Wise Council. The interview from Wise Council, Pastor Lloyd Marco, that is speaking a lot of volume. We're going to look into it today again. And we're going to look into what is going on at Aba, Enyimba City. The atrocity Nigeria government is committing. And after that, I'm going to also present to you guys the letter of Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria. And at the end of the day, you will be able to tell me who Simon is or not. But remember my program, because here I have fans across the board. But if I preach about it doesn't matter. We stand on the principles of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he is the only man. Personally, I heard his voice and joined, not any other person. And on his teaching, on his principles, I will stand. Look where remember what our brother said to us, 4 cardinal points in IPOB. And today, we're going to talk about Chinasa Wankita. It will be a case of another day. Remember what I told you guys, we're going to discuss about Tony One Bottle. When I'm about Tony One Bottle, Tony's Lumike, Deputy HOD. Tony One Bottle. We'll talk about him, but not today. So my people, well, let me see guys, people that are here. Let me welcome them. Yeah, I welcome Madika Basel. You are welcome to our program. And I welcome Madi Franklin, Azul Franklin Bishop. You are welcome, one name Madi, brother. And I welcome Madika Bones. You are welcome. He say, God bless Simon Ekpa. He say, and God bless, he say, Brown say, God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He say, and God bless Simon Ekpa. He said to your player. So, today, first of all, let's go into the video. That video from Prince Meme is very, very important. Yeah, Madika Chubi Ikem Roberts, we welcome you to our program. No, we welcome. You know, what we are here to do is the truth. And I'm not telling you guys that I'm 100% okay. No, or I'm 100% right. Whatever I said, I would like you guys to ask me questions. Whatever I said, I would like you guys to say, can you the evidence? That is it. Or if you want to come in, I will bring you in when time comes. But I have principles for me to bring you in. It's time we face the truth. Lies and blackmail and propaganda cannot solve this problem or cannot bring us Biafra. This is the fact. So, without wasting time, let's go to the video from Prince Meme the interview from the Vice Chancellor Marco, and I want you guys to listen to that interview, think about it, and load that thing. Think about it and put Alain Marco in position of what these people are blackmailing him for. This is the chat media wants. So, let's go, because I haven't much time today. It's very important. Let's go to the program. And if you have questions, you can be able to send your question. Later, we go into it. So, Metusela, I think we will timbolombo tata. But Chelego Abia, Kaiku Dimpa.
Yes. What I'm about to say will be best expressed in English than Pidgin, so I must apologize for that, because legal terms will be occurring here a lot today. Yes, I met him yesterday for almost 3 hours at the headquarters of the DSS in Abuja, and we had quite an interaction, private interaction initially, and later on he was interviewed by 3 DSS officers in my presence. I wanted to call it an interrogation, but they said no, it's an interview, during which they asked him routine questions, but most of the questions centered on his being the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and the activities of that organization. So he answered the questions in a relaxed atmosphere, with bearing in mind his constitutional rights not to incriminate himself. Of course, some of the questions had background information that he considered incomplete, and he told the officers that he was not able to answer some of those questions because the information that they supplied to him was incomplete. So the interview went without incident, and at some point it was brought to a close. I think maybe there's going to be another interview to be scheduled, but I have not been informed of that yet.
And you go there in that other interview, you go there with your client, Nnamdi Kanu, for those other interviews will go happen after today?
Will you go?
You go there with your client?
Yes, I go there with her. Normally, his right to counsel has attached. So any further interview, whether it's called interview or interrogation, any interaction on the matter as to what he did or what he didn't do or the allegations can never occur without presence of counsel. If he does, he'll be tainted and he'll be inadmissible in court. Okay,
so before we talk more about this, you talk, say, aside from the interview your client Nnamdi Kanu gets with the DSS officers, you also get private interaction with them. Yes. Before we go into details on that, in as much as you can share with us, if you describe to us when you see Nnamdi Kanu, how he be, what's is in state of mind?
Well, his state of mind wasn't as sound as it should be. You know, if you listen to his broadcast, you would know that he's a historian. But when I was talking with him, he had trouble recalling the actual date he was abducted. It surprised me. So to jog his memory, I asked him how many nights he spent in Abuja before he was brought to court. He told me 2 nights. So he was brought to court on Tuesday, the 29th June. So we figured he must have been brought into the country on Sunday, the 27th. So when I mentioned that date, he said, sure, that's the date. But I took particular note of that. I also noticed that he had a visible injury on his right wrist. I asked him what it was. He said it was where they had chained him, put the chain on him, and chained him to the concrete floor in Nairobi, Kenya. And he has disappearing injury on the left wrist and an injury right here at the nape of the neck. So he related to me. I asked him what happened, and what happened, much of it is now public knowledge. So what I'm doing is by way of adumbration, supplying more information.
If you tell us more about what's happened, because you talk about, you just mentioned Kenya, and Kenyan government don't come out to talk, say, the no arrest in Kanu for Kenya. So tell us more about this.
What happened is this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered Kenya, I believe, on a certain date, right around April this year. I'm not sure. I'm trying to establish the actual date of entry. But I have documentation from a Kenyan hospital that placed him in Kenya as of 14th April this year, 14th May. So he entered Kenya.
And what did they do for Kenya hospital?
He went there because he had issues with his heart. He felt he wasn't well. So he went there, he was examined, and the diagnosis was hypertension and heart murmur. They made prescriptions for him, and my examination of the medical report indicated medications for heart and controlling blood pressure. So apparently he entered Kenya before the 14th May this year. So he had settled in at a location in Nairobi, a temporary location, and he entered with his passport. The biographic page of his passport was made available to me as of counsel, and the page bearing the stamp, the immigration stamp that admitted him to Kenya, was also made available to me. So I had irrebuttable evidence.
So, dear friends, the reason why I'm playing this video clip from White Council Basalej Marco from BBC, I want us to remember for the present things that is happening today, for those that are accusing or blackmailing Barrister Lloyd Marco, the White Council, and for you to also ask questions if there is anything that you see that is not okay. This is the fact. So all the very important. I want us to think, because this interview take place, that was 2021. So was this interview from White Council, the magic today for the situation of today, from this in the leadership, Chika Paul Edoziemu, Chinasa Wanketa, the way they are attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu legal team today, especially for Saleh Marco, I want you to match it together. Let's continue. It's very important. And also, for the atrocity of Nigeria government. The atrocity of Nigeria government too. Let's continue.
Independent of what he was going to tell me, that placed him in Kenya before the extraordinary rendition. So when that day, on the fateful day, that was I believe on the 19th, yes, not believe, certain, 100%. He drove himself to the airport from his temporary location in Kenya. He drove to Jomo Kenyatta International and went into the garage, the underground garage, to pick up a visitor flying in from outside. Okay, that is not necessary for this discussion, the identity or whatever. So the moment he got into the parking lot, the garage, a group of several men well armed to the teeth.
And this now waiting Nnamdi Kanu tell you about what you remember of waiting happened before they bring him to Nigeria.
This is what he told me, and his recollection of this was very, very lucid and clear.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so now they swooped on him. They gathered and grabbed him, okay, in a very physical, rough way, and he raised the lamb. Luckily for him, there were a few people that were there, and the people wanted to intervene in terms of really very aggressive intervention, because to them, I asked him why they would consider making an aggressive intervention when something that seemed law enforcement was happening. He said perhaps they didn't believe it was normal. So the people that were abducting him told everybody to stay clear, that this person you're looking at is a Nigerian terrorist who assists the Al-Shabaab terrorists in Kenya. And apparently most of the people that wanted to intervene, the Good Samaritans, are Kenyans. And you know, Al-Shabaab has quite an extensive operation in Kenya, just like we have the Boko Haram here. So perhaps there's this emotional thing about it, that they shouldn't be saving anybody that is linked to Al-Shabaab. He said in that moment of indecision and maybe reluctance to further intervene. They grabbed him, put him in their car, and left, and took him to a private residence, not an official detention facility, where they chained him to the floor. For most of the 8 days he spent there, and they really tortured him, thinking he was Al-Shabaab. So he kept telling them he wasn't Al-Shabaab. He had nothing to do with Al-Shabaab. He kept telling them who he was.
Who be these people?
Well, I asked him who they are. He told me they are Kenyan security officials. I asked him why. He said the insignia, the carriage, that he had arrived Kenya, so he had a bit knowledge of the terrain and how the law enforcement functions and the sort of things they wear, how, that they were brazen with weapons openly. It couldn't have been private parties or, some rogue agents doing that. He told me that the thing has a 100% degree of officialdom to it. So they took him to that location, and they were torturing him, and I'm sorry to say they really beat him a lot. So, but at some point when he was trying to explain himself, he told me he was blindfolded most of the time, chained to the floor, bare floor. And he told me that it looks like one of them decided to be a little bit intellectual about the whole thing and went out and maybe got some information, came back and said, hey, listen, he's not what we think he is. They lied to us. And that was when they disclosed to him that, listen, the real purpose of grabbing you was at the behest of the Nigerian government. Nigerian government hired us to grab you, to abduct you with that information that you are linked to Al-Shabaab. He said, okay, you gotta let me go. He said, no. We are committed already. We have to hand it over.
But the Kenyan government don't clearly talk, say they don't get hand for this, and they don't arrest Nnamdi Kanu for the ground. And also the federal government never come out to talk anything about where your client, where they arrest your client from.
Okay. Anyway, I have, you see, it's not going to be a question of he said, she said. I'm a lawyer. I operate on the basis of independent and credible evidence. The Kenyan High Commissioner might have sounded credible to the general public, but information available to me can impeach every single word she uttered, including the denial that came from the home government. I have immigration stamp placing Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya just 2 months before his abduction. I have medical evidence placing him at a Kenyan hospital. Okay? And I have his own word. He's a man of sound mind. Then, fourthly, after the Guardian newspaper UK broke the news that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's British passport was still in Kenya, the following day, Kenyan authorities raided that very location for the first time, from where he took off to the airport. So he connected the dots. And
what's in your client, Nnamdi Kanu, tell you about how they move him from Kenya, as you talk, say tell you, to Nigeria?
Yes. You see, he said on the fateful day, that was the 27th on Sunday, 27 June, they drove him in a car to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, blindfolded him, and bundled him inside a private jet, like a Learjet. I asked him if it's a Boeing 777, so whatever, or Airbus, the big ships. He said no, it's a normal private jet that you often would see some people owning private jet, that kind of size. And he was the lone passenger in that jet, in that plane, and he didn't clear immigration. They drove him straight, on the tarmac, straight to the plane, and very close to the plane, and put him inside the plane with Nigerian security officials, and left about 12 noon in the afternoon, and landed Nigeria same day in the evening, around something after 4 or to 5.
You talk about the fact, say, you don't see your client. You talk about his physical and mental state. Tell us more about his mental state. You talk, say, he seemed to be like, say, he seemed to forget things.
No. That's not what I mean. What I meant is this, that he appears like somebody who has been mentally traumatized. So he's unwilling to talk about one or two things until you prompt him. Like when I prompted him about the date, that's the conclusion I drew. How many nights he spent in Abuja. No, he's not. He's traumatized. He has trauma. He has mental trauma and physical trauma. And the trauma continues because the first night he spent in Nigeria, he told me, in that one he did in the presence of DSS officers, when they asked him if he has concerns, certain concerns. He said yes. The first night he was brought to the facility, they put him in a room with a small old mattress and left a very bright light on throughout the night. So he had sleep deprivation of the extreme order. It was the following day, perhaps, maybe someone decided it shouldn't be this way. So they put him in a better place. So the trauma continues in terms of his being held incommunicado. He's not allowed to have contact, like you will expect of a detention facility, except with his visitors. And up to this moment, his visitors have only been lawyers.
So how long it take for them to allow you and your other lawyers?
Well, I've been trying to see him since Friday. I thought I was going to succeed on Tuesday. I didn't. So eventually I succeeded yesterday. So when I raised a bit of mild objection, the officer told me that it was a matter of inconvenience for them.
No contact with family members?
Not yet. I made requests for that yesterday.
Make we talk about the trial we go begin again on the 26th of July.
Yes.
How prepared una dey for that trial?
Well, we are, but there's not going to be any trial. There's going to be trial within trial. What happened to Nnamdi Kanu is, by legal definition, worldwide legal definition, what is called extraordinary rendition. It's a state crime. It's a crime by the state. If a private individual abducts or violently and illegally seizes another individual, it's called kidnapping, and in some jurisdictions, it's a capital offense. When state does it, it's called extraordinary rendition. That's what happened. So if you rendered or you renditioned a fugitive or a suspect, you have lost jurisdiction to try that suspect because you committed an international crime. You broke your own laws. You broke the laws of the third state from which territory you renditioned that individual. And you broke the laws of the second state of nationality of that individual. That is what is playing out here, because we have three divergent but also compliant jurisdictions. The three jurisdictions here, Nigeria, Kenya, and UK, their laws prohibit extraordinary rendition. The only legal pathway to grabbing a suspect from one jurisdiction to another for for UK, for Kenya and Nigeria is through extradition. It has a process. Nigeria has an Extradition Act, which you can find at the Laws of Federation of Nigeria, Chapter E25. Kenya has its own. It's called Extradition Commonwealth Countries Act. Britain has its own. The three laws are very similar. So there's no conflict of law here. The only conflict of law is that Nigeria chose to break its own law, Kenyan law and British law. So that conflict will be ventilated in court to see whether there is jurisdiction to try him for any offense, or whether the proper thing to do is it not to return him to the state that he was, despite the bench warrant that was issued by the Federal High Court here. The bench warrant is not a competent legal document to go into a foreign country and illegally grab a suspect. It's not. It should have become one if Nigerian authorities had submitted the process to extradition proceedings in Kenya and succeeded in the final analysis in getting a warrant or order of extradition. It would have been okay. So the first issue before the court here is not to try Nnamdi for any criminal offense, but to have a trial within trial, because extradition is, of course, is an act of forcible abduction, so it's considered torture. under the Torture Convention. And Britain has case authorities where it has asserted extraterritorial jurisdiction, what is otherwise known as universal jurisdiction, to indict and try and imprison those that are engaged in such conduct. And if Nigeria was lucky that this didn't occur on British soil, if it did, we would have had a throwback to 1984 when Nigeria tried it and failed. This one they failed because it was on British soil. They created a man named Omar Odiko, and they were caught at the airport. It was the same thing. The only thing that differs Diko from Nnamdi Kanu is that Kanu wasn't created, and he was kidnapped in a third state. Diko was kidnapped, created. At the airport, British authorities got suspicious and the whole thing unraveled. 17 men were arrested, 4 were in prison for between 6 to 8 years and deported when they were out of jail. Britain broke diplomatic relations with Nigeria for 2 years. They expelled the Nigerian ambassador, the High Commissioner, and some diplomatic staff found complicit in that grievous crime. And it was a whole lot of noise internationally. And Nigeria's subsequent request, formal request, meritorious request for extradition of Diko and the other Nigerians wanted who were in UK, were summarily denied by Britain. So there are definitely, for sure, countervailing measures when a nation tries to commit such a grievous crime just because they want to have a suspect before their judicial authorities. There are things that the country should have done right, but they decided not to do it.
Okay, so they've been calls don't come from different quarters, from different groups, say the federal government must handle this case on a fair note, that the trial must happen, Nnamdi Kanu trial must happen on a fair note. Does this make you optimistic?
Fair trial?
That Nnamdi Kanu must have a fair trial?
See, there is it's an oxymoron. It's a contradiction to say that a jurisdiction that broke the laws of 3 countries and the international law, that's the 4th component, to bring a suspect before that jurisdiction should be expected to give fair trial to such individual. But like I said, we haven't even gotten to that bridge yet. When we get to the bridge of whether he's going to get fair trial or not, we are going to ventilate it. The bridge we have to cross first is the bridge of testing the impact of the jurisdiction of Nigeria to try Nnamdi Kanu for any criminal offenses stemming from the extraordinary rendition. That's where we are.
So finally, pretty weighty allegations and accusations against your client. And some people who I don't talk say, now all these things they will bring up during the trial. Talk about his utterances for Radio Biafra, talk about him asking people to take up arms and commit some atrocities, like they said. All this will come up during the trial, and they say the federal government gets very big evidence, weighty evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. Waiting they go through your client's mind, if they think about the trial, does it make him worried?
Nnamdi Kanu, especially during his interview with the DSS officers, he explained to them, they asked a question similar to this. He said, what I set out to do is protected under the laws of Federation of Nigeria and under international law, which is self-determination. And I set out to do it through peaceful means of referendum. I was singing referendum like a song. Now, how can you say I committed a crime for pushing something, for holding a protected political opinion? I can give you the quotation. It's at Cap A9, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, Article 20 and Article 1. It's Nigerian law. But I'm wondering if maybe the Attorney General is not yet aware of it, or it hasn't been brought to his attention. So he has what lawyers call an affirmative defense, that he hasn't committed committed any offense by virtue of Section 36, subsection 12 of Nigerian Constitution, which stated clearly that no Nigerian can be tried and convicted for any offense that is not written down in a written law. Self-determination, asking for self-determination or referendum is not an offense. Even asking to secede is not an offense. It's not an offense to ask to secede, because they frame the charge in terms of you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, committed an offense because you ask that you said you are going to secede. So that question really is self-explanatory from the way he put it. So in legalese, he has no case to answer on that. It's a legal issue. But again, we have the other part of it. He who asserts must prove. In criminal law, we say you cannot convict any man unless you prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. If federal government feels it has quantum evidence to convict him, it's their case. The burden is on them to do that. After they have done that, we now mount our defense.
Barrister.
So, my people, I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, because there is a lot of people that have not come across this interview from the Vice Counsel, Mr. Ray Edmako, how it all started from 2021. And this is where he started having a kind of loggerhead with Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor about, because our lawyer, the Vice Counsel, told him that any case that Nigeria government have against our leader cannot be tried because of extraordinary rendition. And at that time, Ifeanyi Ejiofor doesn't know what they call extraordinary rendition. Believe me, if Ifeanyi Ejiofor followed the footstep of the Vice Counsel, by now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could have been out for a very long time. For a very long time. Believe me. But I know some of you will ask me, okay, why did they still proceed in going to court? But it was then Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the leading counsel. All what Aloy Edmako is doing now is the damage of Ifeanyi Ejiofor. And let me tell you guys, if the Vice Counsel, Aloy Edmako, stick on that, no more going to court, let's stick on appeal court judgment, Nigeria government will have everything to do with our leader. Nigeria government will have everything to do with our leader. They will say, okay, you move from appeal court to Supreme Court, and see it, you don't want to obey the highest court in the land. They will just throw our leader into one room and lock him there. Anytime they want, they bring the case up. But the Vice Counsel says, okay, we have to dive into the potopoto with you. And this is what they are doing today. This is what they are doing today. You can see, in Nigeria today, all walk of life have been calling the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have been telling Nigeria government to obey their own law. To obey their own law. And you can see what the Vice Counsel said, that every single thing our leader is doing it under the constitution of Nigeria. Our leader have no case to answer. I have no case to answer. That's why sometimes I laugh at those who say that they should rendition Simon Ekpa. I just laugh at them. It's impossible. Believe me, I have lived in Europe for years. It is impossible to extradite Simon Ekpa. First of all, let me be honest with you. You guys know that I'm not his fans. You guys know me. But first of all, we have to say the truth. When any topic we come across, we say the truth the way it is. First of all, he have destroyed Nigeria passport. He have denounced being a Nigerian. He's a Finland citizen, a EU citizen. Before you will extradite him, you have to pass through the law of EU. EU is not only Finland, though. EU. After EU, about Finland law. So if that it's impossible. And apart from that, the guy have denounced that it's not a Nigeria anymore. And whatever crime the EU felt that he committed, they will judge him in EU or in Finland. Well, if we need for them to jail him, they will jail him in Finland, not in Nigeria. It's impossible. So now you can see that the atrocity of Nigerian government. They went to a foreign land, kidnapped someone, and rendition him to Nigeria, and they want to put him for a trial. It's impossible. It's impossible. Believe me, it's impossible. It's impossible. Because I have a lot of video to play, I want to go ahead and play another video again from Arise TV. This time around is from Arise TV. So we'll have to look into it from Arise TV. So any question, somebody can see, write it down. We'll talk about it later. Or if you want to come in, when time comes, I will bring you in. So let's go to Arise TV interview. Hold on. So the interview from Arise TV is from ex-Enugu speaker, I think Odo from Enugu State. So the man, let me say something before we play it. The next video we're going to play is from somebody called Odo. It's an S House of Representatives speaker. The man, I shake my head. What he said about our leader Mazina Nkanu, it's okay. But there are other things he said that I shake my head. And I ask myself, when will men stand as a man? I was when that we stand and call evil and evil, that we stand before the enemy and tell them what we are doing is evil. So we cannot have someone like our leader Mazina Nkanu. So only our leader Mazina Nkanu is the only person we have that will speak and will face the enemy. I would just say, I am coming back. Today is back. He said, I will bring hell. Today, the hell in the middle of Nigeria today. Okay. Let's listen to this man. Let's listen to him.
Tragedy struck in Abia State after 5 soldiers were attacked and killed on May 30 during a public holiday declared by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob. The holiday declaration by Ipob was to mark Biafra Day in honor of over 3 million Igbos who lost their lives in the Nigeria-Biafra Civil War. The military has confirmed the killing of the 5 soldiers and 6 civilians and said it would retaliate the attack. The soldiers were killed at Obika Bia Junction in Obo Hill, according to video reports by multiple sources. In response, the Abia State government has placed 25 million naira bounty on the attackers. The military has also scaled up search for the culprits, killing 2 gunmen at a military checkpoint in Ohafia. To discuss the situation in the southeast, we have in the studio former Speaker of the Enugu State House of Assembly, Honorable Eugene Odo. Thank you, Mr. Eugene, for joining us for the program this evening. Thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
So the developing story in the southeast, 5 soldiers killed. And this is not the first time. It sometimes is between the police and, unknown gunmen, as it is termed, or sometimes suspected members of Ipob. It seems that this is a symptomatic breakdown of law and order generally in the country. The other day it was Okwama in Delta State, And also recently, we saw the attack of soldiers at Banex Plaza here in Abuja. So it's happening all over the country. What's your take on this particular incident in Abia State?
Good evening, viewers. I want to commiserate with the Minister for Defense, the Chief of Army Staff, and the defense chiefs in the country on these heinous laws. No human being will be happy seeing that the military that protects the entire nation, that has delved from external security for which they were constitutionally meant to protect, has delved into internal security. Nobody will be happy that they lose their life. May their respective souls rest in peace. But this actually is a reminder, because we need to look at the causes of the problem in the southeast. We need to look at what actually caused these very problems. And I could see that when the people of indigenous people of Biafra started, it was a very peaceful movement. In all Nnamdi Kanu has done in the process of sensitizing people for secession, he never used any gun. He never used any form of weapon. But unfortunately, this process has been hijacked. Because people has hijacked it, and especially miscreants, even when the young man had said openly, publicly, and even in writing, that look, I am not in support of anybody maiming and killing anybody in the southeast. But the likes of Simon Ekpa could not see any reason with that.
Okay. So now that you mentioned Simon Ekpa, he's somewhere in Europe living his life and dishing out orders from that part of the world to people that live in the southeast. And mostly he's being obeyed, or he has people that carry out his orders. Why do you think the southeast governors have not done something about Simon Ekpa specifically? Obviously, the man is powerful and people are listening to him on the ground.
Well, the southeast governors could appeal to the Attorney General or the President, because the law is very clear. What the federal government ought to do is to seek a way to extradite Simon Ekpa, because his actions and inactions far away in Finland has adversely affected the security of the southeast tremendously. And I want to believe that if the federal government can use the zeal with which Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya, I believe they could do something to bring Simon Ekpa to justice. Because what actually he has done, he has caused a lot of problems, and those obeying his orders, as a matter of fact, are not even members of IPOB. These are miscreants, because the leadership of IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu. He has not surrendered that leadership to anybody, to the best of our knowledge. So whoever that is acting or even trying to replace him or give orders on his behalf, I do not think that such person has such powers.
Okay, let's go back to the Biafra Day Declaration, May 30.
So let me say something here, like what I said before. That was the problem I did before. I told my fans that federal government have never in any way condemned Simon Ekpa activities. They say no. He have been discussing in Senate. He have been discussing in House of Rep. Army General have been talking about it. That is correct. But the presidency, the federal government, they have never. Today, I'm going to also present to you guys a letter from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then, like I said before, Simon Ekpa can never be extradited to Nigeria. All is so hard because EU is where they have law, where people obey the law. Finland is where people obey laws. It's not Africa, or Kenya, or Nigeria. It's where people obey their law. And whatever Simon Ekpa is doing, and the queer time with that, whatever he's doing today, he's doing it on a bit of the law of EU, a bit of the law of Finland. That's why he told you guys he's a freedom fighter. And that's why he went on and all those things he's trying to do, referendum, showing the world that he have people that do what? That is leading. And this is area when I was hitting on Simon Ekpa before. I told him, you have to separate yourself from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Bear your own name. Take your own responsibility. Go and check my videos. And today, I'm glad no media. Today, if not, he faces his own responsibility. And that does not withstand that. I will say it. That will protect. I will say it. This is the fact. This Mazi is made for you. I don't know how to speak English. I'm a Igbo, but I know that you are getting my message. I know that if I in the Kuba with Ezoku Chineke. So, in any people that all those Tibuze Guatu, Atolo South Africa, APC more in IPOB, the information we are getting is not enough in South Africa anymore. It's in Ghana. It's living in Ghana now. On Ghana now. On our boss, on my even actually. Check it and I say on our wound, we are close. We are close to him. We are close to him. We are close to him. Now, Ochana, Europe, Africa. Europe, where people don't respect the law. The law. Every human being, law they protect the person. This is Europe. And whatever that one man name, on a mere under the law. Oma that no guy against. And Oma that they are watching him. He knows. He knows that the EU, European Union, they are watching him. Finland government is watching him. Oma. And that is why I name again. Name under habit of the EU law and everything. Because he's a citizen. And the fact is that only followers. This is the fact. So on your opponent, I think that they can extradite him. You should go you get Otaba. You can't only be in Ako. Only after that now, all the guilty. I Georgia and Europe here, jail and Europe here. Just the same way identical grandson. So, let's face the reality. Let's face the reality. Now, we are coming. I can't finish, we are coming. Let's listen.
So Ipob had put this together in order to honor the over 3 million Igbos that lost their lives in the Civil War. All over the world, people have Remembrance Day for fallen soldiers, for people who have given their lives for a cause. And do you think the Southeast governors should have been proactive to declare that day a public holiday so that it will lessen the conflict? And so in that sense, it doesn't necessarily mean that there will be a public holiday. It could be a laying of wreath. It could be any program or activity that they deem fit in order to honor the people that lost their lives.
Yes, naturally, when somebody loses anybody, be it your father, be it anybody you hold to high esteem, I think you can give reverence to the person, but that may not necessarily culminate in people not going to work. I actually wasn't happy with the announcement made by the governor of Abia, trying to give credence that he cannot stop people from mourning their dead people. Such person in a big authority ought not to make that kind of statement. And incidentally, you can see the outcome. That could have possibly been triggered or facilitated what happened in Abia.
I have told you people before now that statement that Lesotho made, a lot of people, governors, are not happy with that statement. Number one, Hope Uzodinma. Hope Uzodinma is not happy with that statement. With governor of Enugu State, they are not happy with that statement because Alex Leoti said, they don't want to disturb Biafrans. Let them have their ways. That's why now, all of us that are fighting to restore Biafra, we are one. I blew this Nkatalolo. I blew the federal government. I blew Nkatalolo. I blew the federal government. Because you can hear from this man what he said, a former speaker, telling you that the statement from Oti is not good as a sitting governor. And what was Oti's statement? Oti's statement that he don't want to confront IPOB. Let them have their day. I will say, Enugu State governor was threatening they will not be sit at home. Then that Enugu, nothing happened there. Imo State, it was center of insecurity. Nothing happened there. Anambra State, nothing happened. On Rosia, a governor said, okay, all support the they should have their way. Since it's happening, let me take it back. I want you guys to follow me back. To follow me. No? I want you guys to follow me. Let me take it back. First of all, Biafrans, I really have to welcome a senior comrade that's in our program. Mazi Chiezoku is from he lives in America. He's a regional coordinator. We welcome him in our program. Maz, you are welcome, sir. So let's go. Let's listen.
As a political, because people look up to you, I believe that.
And do you think the Southeast governors should have been proactive to declare that day a public holiday so that it will lessen the conflict? And so in that sense, it doesn't necessarily mean that there will be a public holiday. It could be a laying of wreath. It could be any program or activity that they deem fit in order to honor the people that lost their lives.
Yes, naturally, when somebody loses anybody, be it your father, be it anybody you hold to high esteem, I think you can give reverence to the person, but that may not necessarily culminate in people not going to work. I actually wasn't happy with the announcement made by the governor of Abia, trying to give credence that he cannot stop people from mourning their dead people. Such person in a big authority ought not to make that kind of statement. And incidentally, you can see the outcome. That could have possibly been triggered or facilitated what happened in Abia. As a political, because people look up to you, I believe that people consciously or unconsciously, there's no family in Igbo land that has not lost one person or the other during the Civil War. And preventing people from going to market on that same day is not a way to mourn people. Preventing people from going to work, like in Enugu State, the governor of Enugu State was very, very unequivocal and direct on his stance on a sit at home. While reverence, he has met the president to facilitate, to see whether there could be a political solution for the release of.
So my people, when I go from this man, no, the fact is that, to be honest with you guys, I think I have here in my screen now, I'm seeing about 203 people watching. But do you know in Facebook, only 2 people were watching me in Facebook? No, because Facebook continues to fight my program. But in YouTube is free. 200 and something is watching. That's why I say we have to hit the TikTok. Let's hit the TikTok. Maybe sometimes Facebook and actually worker. But let's continue first. Let's continue. So you can see what former speaker said. I told you guys, They were not happy with LSOT. They are the one that planned this attack. They are the one that planned this attack. They are the people that carried this attack. Remember Gulag, the same 38 men in Imo State. They want to use it to blackmail IPOB. Then Onyendu was still was outside. And even today, look at this man, a whole former speaker don't want to respect those that died for him to live. You will hear what he said, because the journalist still asked him, say, no, we are not talking about Monday sit at all. We are talking about 38 men. Won't the state governors try to push it? A whole former speaker is not proud to honor the heroes and heroines that die for him to live. Those that protect him with their own life. Those that pay the ultimate price. Look at what he's saying. It's a very shameful thing for a man like this. If let me just because he want to leak Fulani ads. He want to see become relevant in Nigeria politics. Let's continue listening to him.
But notwithstanding that, he is of the opinion that losing about billions of naira on a daily basis, each day the sit at home was orchestrated.
So we're not talking about the Monday sit at home. A lot of people have criticized that. So it's the May 30th, one day, to commemorate the people that lost their lives.
Yes, the Southeast governors could look into that. They could look into that and see whether there could be agreement. There's nothing wrong with that. But pending when they agree and declare such, no civilized nation will take orders from non-state actors.
So what do you think the Southeast governors are afraid of?
With respect to?
You know, whether it's Ipob, whether it's other actors in the region, it seems that they have been unable to get it together regionally, because the problem that is going on is beyond parties. They have to come together to find a solution. It looks like they have abdicated that responsibility.
Yes, the Southeast governors actually is a collegiate system, not bounded by any law per se. The respective governments have their policies and whatever. However, they have Southeast Governors Forum. And I want to believe that the chairman of the forum should increase his ante in terms of service delivery to the people. The chairman, I don't think he has done too well to unite the Southeast. If you look at Ebubagu, you see that Ebubagu cannot be compared with Amotekun in the West. Ebubagu at a point was established, and even in Imo State at a point they started using it as a political witch hunt. Until date, it hasn't seen the light of the day. So I want to believe that the Southeast governors should sit down. If they want to declare public holidays on 30th of May, there's nothing wrong. But my position is that pending when they do that, it is not proper to see non-state actors give order and is being obeyed, especially when the GDP of the Southeast is going down by the day.
So it seems like the Southeast suffers a leadership deficit, like other parts of Nigeria. There seems to be a disconnect between the leaders, the politicians, and the people. Apparently, you know, most times they are out of touch and do not understand where the people are going, where they want to go, and, you know, sort of to feel the pulse. Do you see anything changing in this direction in that region?
Well, honestly, if you want to honestly assess the Southeast, you cannot assess the Southeast collectively. You assess the Southeast state by state. And I know that the governor of Ebonyi, in my own opinion, is doing very well.
But the problems we face are regional. They are not state by state, especially this insecurity and everything that is going on. Ipob is all over that region.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that They have governors forum, and that is the only thing that appears to be unification in terms of leadership. The houses of assembly are not meeting together. The chief justices are not meeting together.
Now we will stop it from here because we have to play another video. You can see. So the point I'm trying to establish here is that what happened in Abia State, what orchestrated, was a well plan by those that AV OT, by the enemy of OT and the enemy of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was planned by Nigeria government. If a speaker, a former speaker, is still in active politics today, can tell you that the statement from our OT is not good. It's not good just because he say he don't want to confront IPOB. That tells you what is going on. It was him, and all those plans is what they want to have access to buy our brothers and our sisters, our young youth. And today I'm going to play. You guys see the video sent yesterday. I'm going to play the video too because of tomorrow, because of Echi and the Amama. Before now, I told you guys that most of them they are packing. They will not come back alive. Most of them, their organ will be harvested. And yesterday we saw a video. Although that video is not clear, but we saw a video in Imo Liver. Military was there. They were shooting inside the liver. Inside the liver. All of them mandate we remember inside the liver. Can na June. Or one thing mandate we remember. Now, let's bring this video first before we go to that video. Let's bring the video when they are packing our people. Is there? Hold on. Okay, let's go.
The arrests have started. They're still arresting people. Anybody say, oh, see my neighbor. Oh my God, my neighbor survived. Thank God. They don't care who you fucking are.
Is a woman like Anna Park?
Jeez.
Okay.
They don't care if it's a woman or a man. You enter that van. People should stop. You listen and show the authorities. Let them postpone this exam.
Okay. I hope you guys have seen it. How they are packing our people. This happened in Aba. Our young people, how they are packing them inside the truck. Now, let's bring a video, the video that surfaced yesterday. Let's bring this video that surfaced yesterday. Okay.
What side? Go, stop. Go allow them to come, yeah?
Now, I'm a Juno now. Getting down and money million. And I was to can I work on what can I work on June. You want you need to talk. This video, you need to talk on this video. Any deacon at this liver. Can you even at this liver? Any deacon at this liver. Any deacon at this liver. Can you media? Because as I said before, the video is clear. But I found them can't stop it out. For truck, everything. For can I buzz with him. So, can I body memili? I have to kind of body memili command the can aba. Governor, don't back down. You need to speak on this video, trending too. The world need to speak up on this video. Can even down body memili? I have to kind of command the can aba. We must speak on this video. We must use our smartphone to stand for our people back home. If you cannot broadcast, go on your Twitter, call this video, send it, tag all those world leaders, tag all those world organizations, tag UN, tag all of them. You know, let's center their mind in this liver, in this video. It's very important. Don't say that you cannot do anything. You can do something. This video, go to your tweet, your S handle, attach it, then tag all those foreign ministry. Draw the attention on this video that there is the genocide being carried on in Biafra land, in Abia State. There is a silent killing being carried on in our land. You can do something. It's not all to listen to me, but to do something. Onyendu said, when you have a smartphone, you are a media warrior. You are a media warrior. Only this video, you can attach it and speak and say something and post it. It goes a long way. Now, like I said, I told you people that all those people who they are targeting is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then when I tell some of my fans and YouTube that the federal government have never condemned the activity of Simon Ekpa, they say it's lie. Because the fact is that we must say the truth the way it is. You see, Nigeria, if Nigeria government want to get to you, they can use 1,000 people or many platforms to get to one person. And when they are using that 1,000 platform to get to one person, those platforms will not know that no far can actually. Those people will know no far large can actually. Now, to prove to you people what I'm saying, I want to bring a letter from Ahmed Tinubu, the incident that happened at Abia State, how he addressed it. Even some media, a lot of main media in Nigeria, they were calling it, they were saying that it's Simon Ekpa that did it. They say it in Arise TV, in Channel TV. They say it. Now, if media's personnel can report it, that we know who is responsible for this, we know, then the federal government itself will now tell you, no, it's not that person, it's this person. What do you think is going on? Anamajun, are you telling me that Tinubu and all the security around him to tell him, Oga, this activity is okay, when I suspect he made this thing. Now put out this person. A whole president of Nigeria. Are you telling me all the facilities, all the intelligent reports that will tell me, no, this person in a point about this person, no. No one has suspect name this thing. But Tinubu told you, Balloon, that it's Ipob, IPOB, proscribed organization. Now let me bring the letter up. Because when I say this, I bring the evidence. Okay, let's bring it out. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. This is a press statement from President of Nigeria, Ahmed Tinubu. I hope you guys can read it or can see it. It's on media. Go on Twitter. Go on Twitter. Let me just read the first paragraph because I don't have time to read all those things. Let me read the first paragraph. He said, I have received yet another disheartening news stories about the hanging of 5 soldiers by suspected militants of the proscribed terrorist organization IPOB. This is from Tinubu. This is from Tinubu. This is from the presidency himself. And this is where he gave instruction on the soldiers to carry the attack on Abia State. So I'm asking you guys, if a whole president cannot get accurate information about something or about what is happening in a country that he govern, that tells you that something is going on. Media house, because media house is pointing to say, no, this is the person that did this. This is the person we are suspecting. But a presidency is telling you, no, media, don't tell me what I don't know. Hey, you guys should shut up. No, this is the man that did it. Then I ask, don't you think that a lot is going on that we don't understand? What we are saying here, if what I'm saying here, if anyone that doubting what I'm saying, we are free to come up and tell me, no, man says, no, look at it, no, and prove to me that what I'm saying is wrong. So I want Tinubu point out that no IPOB proscribed terrorist organization, Ipob, now we carry out this incident in Aba. That tells you all you need to know. When I tell you guys, federal government have never for one day condemned the activities of Simon Ekpa, you can say I'm lying. Okay, I'll now. Because in my program, I say things with evidence. And I may quote no can blackmail somebody. No. I've got before that federal government have never condemned. People are saying, oh, they are talking about it in Senate House. Hey, I'm a House of Rep. Oh, Army General and Army Chief of Staff and now those people are irrelevant. Those people, they are appointee. Army General, Army Chief of Staff, appointed. In the House of Senate, Even the Abalibe was telling Senate President to compel federal government to act on the situation. Today, Tinubu Agbogu no onye ọ na-achụ. Today, Tinubu Agbogu that not after Simon Ekpa. No onye ọ after Maazị Nnamdi Kanu IPOB. It's obvious. So now, first of all, before I go to Methuselah now, you guys should start Methuselah now. Can I tell you Timbo Numbo Chineke? Olugo, okay, Methuselah Timbo Numbo. Now, but before then, let's listen to this our brother from Coastal area, what he said. What is going on in Abia State. What he told federal government to. Let's listen to him.
6 personnel of the military Nigerian military was also killed in the north in Burakai's village. Up to this moment, even the man that sent them to level Okwama to teach them a lesson in the best language they understand is this too tongue-tied even to mention that gruesome murder of a Nigerian military personnel in the north. How many military are being killed in the north on a daily basis? Yet somebody, the same person that asked them to level Okwama, is still on the same seat. He cannot find courage enough. And the military that are proving their own powers in the south are now like hunted animals. They do not know what to do with guns as far as it is in the southwest or north. It's only in the east that they know exactly how the gun functions and how to handle it. Well, you are not disobeying me, let me make it clear. I'm acting under the function of heaven. If you disobey me, you disobey God. And let me remind you that God has a way of fighting his battles. He needs not do anything, just to rebuke, and he will rebuke you in a language you will understand. And mind you that his rebuke carries death in every of his syllables. I pity you. The world will laugh at you. They will use you to make an example, to say, may the Lord deal with you as he dealt with the Nigerian military. Thank you. But this is the last warning I'm giving you. In your best interest, please leave southeast, south. In your best interest right now. If you don't do so, you stay there at your own peril. Tinubu will not come to your rescue. In fact, God will use you. God will use you to teach Tinubu a lesson that he will never forget in history. Thank you. I remain Jerry and God bless you.
So this is a message from our Coastal brother, and he pointed out it's only in southeast and south that they know how to use their gun. They will throw a lot of energy. But when similar things happen in the north, we don't see community being arrested. We don't see the indigenous being thrown into the truck. But when similar things happen in the south, southeast and south, unity will show their mighty. We will see presidency now issuing a statement for them to go after and look for the people. But so here we stop on this issue. Now let's go to Methuselah. Like I said before, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu said, if you're a liar in IPOB, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. And you cannot blackmail people. I told them that this is not 2021 that they blackmail people. So, my friends, I want you guys to understand that there's a lot of blackmail in this movement, in Biafra struggle. There's a lot of blackmail, lies, propaganda against innocent people. I want to use my own case as a case study. Then use it to compare to others that you don't know. So that's why I told you guys, don't always believe what you hear on social media. Don't always believe what they told you on social media, because lies upon lies upon lies upon lies. This is Maazị Ezumezu. I am 50 years and 3 days to that. Yeah, No, look at my back. You will see happy 50th birthday. If all my wife will mail me, and birthday, I don't even know. So, but my wife made this thing, and I'm gonna do not golden age. You say, okay, no, because I don't like to show myself. No, because since the age I was the man can no. I've more that their birthday do I post away. So day is my birthday. So no, I don't do that. Even as a matter of fact, also people that also remind me to post on my timeline in Facebook, wishing me happy birthday. But do you know, Biafrans, that even little video I make and posted, Methuselah 1,200 teeth, caught to that video. When I was Biafrans, that now they use that video. Not my wife's birthday. No, my wife's birthday. Now my wife's birthday, not the 60, no, it's not 60 birthday, you know. Now that's the one annual fair. Now look at this mpama okoko. Only check ya oko. In a quibi mala. Okay, my wife bless them the birthday cake. Because I don't want to carry it because it's better flag, which is most important thing for me. And my Unisi, which is more important thing for me. The Onagwazi is fans. Onagwazi is fans that now put on my birthday. No, my wife's birthday. Now they celebrate here. Now they use to see 30th May on the birthday. But Biafrans, if you go the day I posted it, it was May 31st, not May 30th. Now, Biafrans, because I'm going to tag you and I can't tell you Timbonobo with Ezogu Chineke. Can you the lies? How these people lie? Now, I think I need to play that video from him first. I think, did I download it? Let me play the video from him first. I hope I download this. This is video. I just hope I download this video. I'm talking now. Oh, okay. Let's go to his Facebook. I did not download it. Let's go to his Facebook. We'll get it from there now. Yeah.
Lovers of freedom.
Scammers.
I want to tell many of you that we have learned a lot with this just concluded 30th May. Number one is that Ipob is still in charge anywhere you go. I mean, they control the crowd and they control the minds of the people, the genuine ones that are fighting for the freedom of Biafra. Now, let this idiot over here now, this buffoon. One year, I celebrate your 60th birthday. Yeah, we're flag at Chile. I shout to hero in there. One you are one you celebrate on one let you like a flag. What we are remembering is those that have died. Looking at the Jack patron problem. Do you see it now? Mixing birthday with the remembrance of the dead just to deceive the people. And they watch out this Greek party number. Oh yeah, the wife, the people from your wife place, you are standing alone. Do you see what you are now doing to yourself? Tomorrow you claim that you people remember the dead. I'm going to say this 30th May. You are not going to have every month. So every month they met 30th May. Every month they met 30th May. It gives shocks to the minds of those that are fraudulently and Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. I want to tell many of you that we have learned a lot with this just concluded entertainment. Number one is that IPOB is still in charge anywhere you go. I mean,
so so this is what he told his fans, that the birthday with my wife birthday. Now my wife is 60 years, you know. I want you guys to see how they blackmail people. I want you guys to use my own case. In the case of the IPOB head of finance, Madam Nenianya. In the case of Mas Takano. In the case of other people, they blackmail those people. And this Okoko, he knows off with the date for that very day, on 30th, because I was born May 31st. It was on 31st. And this similar thing happened last year too. Now, dear friends, I want to show you a video. Last year, 31st May. I want to show you when my wife also did birthday for me with Biafra cake. Now, hold on. This video. Yeah. Okay. Now, appreciate those Biafrans that wish me my happy birthday. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember. I don't even remember about my birthday or something like that. Because a lot of things is upstairs. A lot of things. With our leader Mazin and the kind of issue even so. So I was so surprised when people call me, Also, when people come and wish me my happy birthday, I said, wow, And when I went on Facebook, I see a lot of comments, wishing me happy birthday, and I'm getting surprised. Even when I arrived home today, my wife surprised me. My wife surprised me, So it's fun. I thank you all. I appreciate you. I say, may Chukwu come and bless you guys. And those who didn't wish me, I thank you all. I say, may Chukwu Abiyama bless you guys. And even my wife is here to pass a small message to you guys. And even what he made for me, So this is the first time my wife is coming on camera. This is the first time.
And the last time.
My wife is coming on camera.
Biafra. Thank you so much, everyone, to wish my husband happy birthday. Yeah. I surprised him today this special cake from Biafra. Yeah. And thank you again for every wishes. Happy birthday, darling.
Yeah, happy birthday. So, this is my birthday cake, This is my birthday. So, this is what he did for me. I was so surprised, So, I said, okay, I will bring it on on media, so people will rejoice with me. And this my son too. His name is Nnamdi. I gave her that name because of our leader's name as a result of what's happening to him. And I gave him that name after our leader's name, Nnamdi. You know, that name is a name we will respect in our life. And his name. Let's see how he Biafra now. No. So thank you, Biafrans. No. So Biafrans, this was last year. If you go on my Facebook, Mazes Mezu Kwensu or Ikechukwu Ezumezu or Ikechukwu Mazes Ezumezu, you will see it. This was May 31st last year. You will see the capture is there. May 31st last year is there. This year on 31st, the same May 31st again. Let me present. And remember, last year, someone that accused me last year on my birthday was this lady they call her that day on the Amma. He said that, oh, that person is not my wife, that is her LNG. Oh, that my son is not my son. It was at that door. No, these people, they blackmail people. In my program, I say things with facts, with evidence. And if you doubt, come in, come and prove me. Bring any of my video, I blackmail people, I will bring the evidence what I said against that person. It's there. All my says the same other day Olama told you guys that Mazes was now go with you, never go ever with Nisi, no gonna wait in your that now my wife now they can million, no also blackmail. And I'm since that day, it's not getting herself. The same thing, this 1,000 teeth this year. Let me present to you guys. Let me present to you guys this year birthday. On my 31st birthday this year.
My brother. I'm also getting that.
Swedish? Yeah. Can you happy?
Yeah, can you happy?
Happy birthday!
So, Biafrans, you see, the reason why I am doing this is for you guys to know that they have blackmailed a lot of people in this struggle. Don't always believe what you hear on social media. You can see. Go and read the capture. If you read the capture, it was on 31st May, not on 30th. And he said to you guys that there's only an Igbo man not there. But only listen to the video is my friend Sonny. Only I'm not going to police and be at this side. Okay, I can put guarantee. Actually, listen. I want you guys to listen.
My brother. My brother. My brother. I'm also getting that. My brother. I'm also getting that.
Swedish? Can you happy?
So I'm not where the guy is Sonny. He said, "Not be any little bit because it made me important to my flag." I'm you know, because anything, you know, Biafra will first. Anything never will Biafra. Biafra is first. My wife knows it. Just because I'm able to blow the cake. Or where blackmail, but if I can say the reason why I'm doing this is not about me. It's because of other people they lie against. I got to know that now. Takano on the mountain. It's now only on the mountain playing. Some of you guys, they put an agare. This is how they blackmail people. I got to know. Takano put that no one do. No, I wanted the normal to playing. Only open a bully na agare. This is the blackmail. Agwalo nsu na madam nne anya buru ego niile mbiwe na nka ofu one woman esizi ego, you know. Onye gwago? Who told you? Onye gwago? Then madam nne I have told you guys since 2 years ago. Oh, no money is coming from Europe and everything. Do you guys ask these people, Chika Pole, those them China Samanketa, for 2 years plus now? Where is all those money? Only now. Care about. But in case madam Nenyaji, one of you GMA, I will execute over $90,000. Care about the money see. I will go our house in Israel, our office in Israel. Care about the money see. I will go the legal fee in UK. Care about the money see. I will go the legal fee in Kenya. Care about the money see. Man, don't they take it here? Give me the money, see. I wouldn't fool one woman, a bullet go IPOB. Turn one bottle. On weekend, I'm coming for him. Then a Patrick, he came to make a walk. I'm going to be on weekend. So, the reason why I just want to expose 1,000 teeth Methuselah. Those people, they are liars. Could will do this little one about me? Where am I about others? That's what I do. Now I do na ajojo. Anything they could do na ajojo. These people are liars. So on this note, I'm beginning to wind down because they want much more and want more other important. But I just want to bring it out. Could how they blackmail people. The question want to come up. I will send you the link. Yeah, somebody Joe that is it true that my brother, I like calling him Chibuze Guato, not Ikenga, but Omalo Ikenga. What you know? It's no more in South Africa. Yeah, the information I am with that no on in Ghana, on our boss. Yeah, Pius Chibuzo. Yeah, the information I want on Ghana corner, and in Nanya, this 38th May. We follow picture say now this 38th May. No picture on this 38th May. And in that program, or to look at that office on South Africa, another environment. So with this, it can connect the dots. So you know we are my out here. Today, if you post to na right mind na DNA maybe day, but he refused to. Uno for more, I have nothing to hide. My family now, me with my family support even them. Now you know we on the zone kiezo. So tell 1,000 teeth Methuselah. Chideke ya walk. See that blackmail is not cheap blackmail, Cobb. That if you can descend so low to blackmail somebody the Kamuma, only will remember na this struggle. Only a mazina na blackmail under. And before on that, you know, in Austria, okay, in Austria, I made sure, okay, this picture. I want you guys to look at this picture. I want you guys to look at this picture. Okay, well, I know Austria, but Methuselah is nobody. When in Austria, nobody knows him. He was attacking Martin and Kano then. When I had this picture, look at me. One at the end. This is okay. I never protest. Now Vienna. I was living in Graz. I now drive almost 2 hours to Vienna. Man, I from links. Oh, now I'm more wage flag. Agent flag, Naka, none had ended. Then Metusela on Aputa. Nothing. All the BB cash out na Biafra struggle. Okay, me na embassy na Vienna. On there is busy castigating Mazina and Kanu. But today, he want to tell you that he love Mazina and Kanu more than his brother. Today, he want to tell you he love Mazina and Kanu more than his brother. Okay, they preach about this Biafra. 2014, 2015, 16. Nobody knows him. He was busy castigating Mazina and Kanu then. We are annoying us like then. At times, so someone naga on protest, so someone alone. Then they pitch people about Biafrans, about Biafra struggle. Where is Metutela then? It was nowhere. No? Today, these Richard Card media worms. Unofoka Chukwu say expose over. We will come to China's and Wankita program, what he said about them. We'll come to it. But on this note, I will be winding down. And let's stand up for our people at Aba. Use your smartphone and do something. Go take the video, post it, go your S handle, do something. It doesn't matter who belong to. But Aba, Omunai non Aba, one name non Aba, one leg non Aba. Your uncle non Aba, my uncle non Aba. Okute atu n'ime afia, onye onyo yada. So we have to stand up and tell the world that crime was committed by federal government. That crime was committed by federal government. They are the one that committed that crime. Because they want to destroy other states. And they are not happy with Governor Oti. This is just the fact. So my people, I thank you guys for listening. And 1,000 teeth. That only do see that if you're a liar in IPOB, your days in IPOB is numbered. Your days in IPOB is numbered. Tell him that cheap blackmail is for nothing. Nothing. I don't know, maybe if I should call him or maybe I should forget. No? Should I call him or something? I don't know. I don't know if I should call him. Can see one day. I know you see I'm watching now. Can see I be online. Can be a dispute too. Even cool now. Oh no. Let's put a call across him. Okay, so I'm going to tell you Timbolombo. I hope he will not off his phone. Biafrans, he's watching me. Also, go off phone news, bro. Then you're not be a Metusela, when I forget, Metusela, let him not, you know. Watch Yanni. All got to give us, bro. Oh, my says, and then even a thing matter with Timbo. on na watch him. As soon as no one na mma akpụ ya, bam. Owo phone number ozugbo. Oh. So, Biafrans, I thank you all for listening. And I will say, Mechuko Kika Biama. Gozeunu. You know, whatever you believe on there, stick on it. Mwa, I stand on the leadership of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu up to tomorrow. Because I'm a Monye Zukomu. I'm the voice in no. I stand with him. And the only man I will Okwala Nigeria government. The only man is that say that now is coming back, and today is there. So it's the only man who knows the voice. We're joining here. The only man fully they afraid. The only man. Ndị enu na-ege ntị, ndị na-ege ntị. Onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. I stand by him. Uwechi. And believe me, all your advice surprise. Onye ndu esi wepụta. Soon, all your advice surprise. All of us. Then, when I marry that now, then we'll leave each and every. Onye ndu is a leader. Onye ndu ka ọ bụ. On this note, na mara anyị mma. Bye bye.